You able to hear me? The voice is all loud and clear. Okay. आवाज आई थिंक सुनाई दे रहा है सबको. Okay. First and foremost, in the entire discussion, first and foremost. See, good morning, Neha. Let me begin today's discussion with only one statement. मैं ज्यादा ज्यादा बोलूंगा भी नहीं. एक ही चीज है. How many of you have a plan B? How many of you have actually established a plan B? Do you actually have a plan B? Okay. So, okay, Ankit Pandey. Okay, I get it. But okay, do one thing, guys. आज ही तुरंत immediately after class, close plan B. There is no plan B. Plan A is plan B. Plan B is plan A. No, no. Trust me, you don't have a choice. Plan B बंद कर दो. Yes. You don't have an option. I'll tell you one thing. Um, See, as an investor, you've invested too much money in this business. Good morning, Pooja. I'll tell you one thing. See, I'll tell you my experience. मैं मेरा बताता हूँ देखो. I've never told this. When we used to write prelims, हमको भी ये होता था. We go till mains and then fail and come back. Now I realize the biggest mistake I used to do is I call it post prelims trauma disorder. Many people who don't clear prelims waste about 1 to 2 months in post prelims trauma disorder. 2 महीने ऐसे निकल जाते हैं, पता भी नहीं चलता. बेकार का टाइम खत्म हो जाता है. मत कर. See, from now on, I don't get me wrong. If somebody is hurt, अभी फिलहाल you have couple of enemies in your life whom you should avoid at any cost. These are relatives, Masi and Bua, uncles, particularly Chacha. Mama is okay. From now on. Number two, say July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So we have 10 months. మాసి అంటే పిన్ని, బువ అంటే అత్త. చాలా డేంజరస్ కమోడిటీస్ ఇవి. అన్నెసెసరీగా ఫ్రీ అడ్వైజ్లు ఇస్తుంటాయి ఇవి. అదే ప్రాబ్లం. Anudeep. I mean, nobody asks them their opinion, but they are ready to give their free advice. So avoid these people. Number two, see over the next 10 months, this is my plan for most of you. Over the next 10 full months, we will do it this way. First 3 months, that is July, August, September. Focus only 80% of your preparation must be on optional. 20% GS. Here, when I say optional, since most of you, almost all of you are veterans, you've done one attempt. Please understand here, the preparation of optional does not mean reading an optional. Here it means answer writing. See, you have 52 weeks in a year. Over the next 10 months, you have 40 weeks. If you write 3 answers a week, you're writing 120 questions. Even if you're going to change your optional, do it now. Don't worry, I'll come there. At the same time, perfect your optional. I'll tell you a very example. And you may get it out, sir. How do I get these questions? Take PYQs. 2013 onwards, take out all the PYQs, previous year questions. Answer them. Answer them. Take PYQs and answer them. After that, October, November, December, these 3 months are fully for GS. GS actually has 4 core syllabus, guys. There are only 4 core pillars of GS: polity, history, economy, geography. Everything else that you get are either subsidiary subjects of these or attached subjects of these. Like, for example, governance, uh, society, sustainable development, environment, internal security. These are all sub questions of these. They're not the primary question, primary topics. So next 3 months, this has to be your preparation. Again, यहाँ पे भी 80-20 rule. 80% GS, 20% optional. ये चलता रहेगा. And trust me, you can do this very clearly. Focus on history, polity, economy, and geography. So 6 months mein you're done with your optional and with your GS. The subsequent 4 months. Good morning, Aditi. Subsequent 4 months, which is the Jan, February, March, April. This will be what I call the revision plus test sequence. यहाँ पे 50% of your preparation time must be tests, 50% must be your revisions. आधा 50, आधा टेस्ट, आधा रिविजन्स, इसमें एंटायरली फोकस ऑन दिस पार्ट. ये जनवरी, फरवरी, मार्च, अप्रैल, in the entire preparation that I told you, July, August, September, December, January, I'm sorry, October, November, December. Yes, तेजस, एक एक चीज मैं अपने मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से बता दूं. देखो, ट्रस्ट मी, यू हैव नॉट फॉरगॉटन एनीथिंग. वो एक साइकोलॉजिकल डर है बस. जैसे बुक निकालोगे, जैसे पढ़ना शुरू करोगे, योर ब्रेन कीप्स टेलिंग, यार ये तो पढ़ा हुआ है, ये तो मैं जानता हूं. You've not forgotten anything. Those who have read at least once have not forgotten anything. उस साइकोलॉजी में पढ़ना ही नहीं. एंड सेकेंड पार्ट, वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. नंबर वन, डोंट ट्राई टू रिलाई ऑन मटेरियल्स. ये बिल्कुल मत करना. डोंट ट्राई टू रिलाई ऑन मटेरियल्स. कोर सिलेबस. अब ये कोर सिलेबस क्या है बता देता हूं. आई विल ब्रेक इट डाउन इवन सिंपलर. टुडे, बाय अ बुक, बाय अ रजिस्टर, अपना पूरा सिलेबस रजिस्टर में लिख लो. जैसे यू प्रिपेयर अ सिलेबस, सपोज एंशियंट इंडिया लिखा है, एंशियंट इंडिया, इंडस, स्टोन एजेस, इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन, वैदिक, लेटर वैदिक, बुद्धिज्म, जैनिज्म, ये लिख लो. एज यू स्टडी वंस, टेक a red pen, put a tick. Second time when you're doing revision, take a red pen, put a tick beside the topic. Please understand, you're required to read a topic, not a book. No, UPSC has been telling this over the last three tests. कोई भी एक बुक पे रिलाई करना बंद कर दो. एंड स्टॉप दिस थिंकिंग दैट मैं ये बुक पढ़ लूंगा तो पास हो जाऊंगा. वो नहीं होगा. इफ somebody is telling you that if you read NCERT and you will clear the exam, then he is lying to you. If somebody is telling that you will read, say, suppose Nitin Singhania, or say Spectrum Modern India, or say um, सम टाटा मैग्रा हिल वाला साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी टेक्स्ट बुक, बस वो पढ़ के पास हो जाओगे, अगर ये कह रहा है तो ना. ईच ऑफ दीज बुक्स इज अ स्टोन विच यू नीड टू हैव, बट दे आर नॉट द ओनली वंस. ये बंद कर दो पहले. सबसे पहले इंपॉर्टेंट है. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Most of you could not clear the prelims because you have no idea of your syllabus. दो कैटेगरी के लोग क्लियर नहीं करते सिलेबस. एक तो आपको, या तो आपने सिलेबस नहीं देखा, या तो यू ओवर प्रिपेयर्ड, या तो यू ओवर प्रिपेयर्ड. नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई सडनली वेक यू अप एंड से व्हाट इज द सिलेबस ऑफ इंडियन गवर्नेंस और इंडियन सोसाइटी और डिफरेंस बिटवीन पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस, नहीं पता पाओगे सिलेबस में. ये पता करना पड़ेगा. दैट वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मैं सोर्स ऑफ बुक्स भी बता दूंगा. For every subject, I'll give you 2 to 3 sources, no issues. Guys, when I say source of books, कोई भी अगर बुक बता दो तो बुक उठा के पूरा बुक नहीं पढ़ना है. These are more or less selective readings. Like, for example, I'll give a small example. When you guys are reading polity, I'll tell how the patterns have changed from my time to now. जब हम लोग लिखते थे, I mean 2010-11 वो पीरियड में, we used to just take out लक्ष्मीकांत book and read it. तो लक्ष्मीकांत में क्या होता था? लक्ष्मीकांत बुक में ये इंफॉर्मेशन होता था. आई मीन फंडामेंटल राइट, डीपीएसपी, फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. तो एवरीबडी यूज्ड टू रीड दैट. नाउ व्हाट यू एक्चुअली हैव टू डू इज, Suppose you're reading Lakshmikant Fundamental Rights. At the same time, take out the book of PM Bakshi or DD Basu and read the fundamental rights there also. See, Lakshmikant gives you one perspective. DD Basu gives the legal perspective or the political perspective. जब दोनों पढ़ोगे तो I'll tell you one smart thing what happens with DD Basu textbook. DD Basu में cases भी होते हैं. I mean, Article 19 clause 1 clause ये यहाँ होता है. DD Basu में case study भी होता है. Now the problem comes is if you, I mean, I'm trying to simplify for the students. If you try to take out the DD Basu book and read entire polity from DD Basu, after 2 chapters you will feel sleepy. That's the reality of it. It's slightly very boring book. So rather combine it with Lakshmikant is spicy. DD Basu is kadi chawal. You need to mix these both. Chapter to chapter padho na. Don't read book to book. Chapter to chapter. And this is my suggestion always to students. When you are reading, please make your own notes. Do not, do not at any cost rely on anybody's notes or any institute's notes. Nothing works like the way you're. And when you're making notes, you don't have to write the entire paragraph. Remember those BTech days? Once in a while, you used to attend classes and the notes you wrote only you understand, but nobody else. Same time. Same time. ऐसा नोट्स बना लो जो कि सिर्फ आपको पता हो और for you it will help you to recollect your information. It's very important. And I'm pretty sure most of you actually do not have notes for all your subjects, correct? Right or wrong? हाँ संदीप, BA BCom BSc वाले भी कुछ कम नहीं है. मुझे पता है नोट्स कैसा होता है. Antaripa, if you have one, go through that. See, your handwritten notes is your revision. It's always your revision. ये जो जनवरी फरवरी मार्च में जो पढ़ते हैं ना, that's your handwritten notes. Good morning, Ramya. The previous January, July, August, September, October, November, December is your book. No highlighting. No highlighting. I'll tell you the problem with, I'll tell why I insist on notes, note making. Two things. Number one, writing once is equivalent to reading 10 times. Number two, unfortunately, mains is a handwritten exam. So if you if you learn the practice of art of handwriting, art of writing fast, quick, and easy, it will help you in your mains. It's also your mains practice. Okay. Notes. At the end of the day, you should be able to read history in 10 minutes. Now, coming to the next most important philosophy of all, I generally tell in the class, I've told this multiple times. You in a day, you have 24 hours. I've told this multiple times in my classes previously. Divide your day into 8 hours of 3 slots. 8 hours of sleep, eat, all useless works. 8 hours of study. This 8 hours is backup. If you are having classes, attend classes. If you don't have classes, just relax. I always tell this 8 hour rule. Very, very, very important. Please figure out your time. Please figure out your time. And then one more warning and caution for students. एक्साइटमेंट में बैठ के डेली का प्लान मत बनाओ कि 6 बजे उठूंगा, 6:15 को ब्रश करूंगा, 6:20 को मैं टूथपेस्ट फूकूंगा, 6:35 को खाना खाऊंगा, 6:38 को डोसा पे चटनी डालूंगा। ये मत करो प्लीज। Nobody sticks to it. People make a plan, that's it. ऐसा बेकार के प्लान मत बनाओ। Take a topic, finish the topic. Now, sometimes, some days you may take 1 hour for a topic, some days you may take 2 hours for a topic, some days you may take one full day for topic. ये होता है. You're a human. Please start treating yourself that way. You're not a machine. And for God's sake, हम फौज में नहीं हैं. We are not an army that you have this सुबह उठो, सैल्यूट करो, भागो, डिसिप्लिन, ये नहीं है हमारे पास. हाँ, I'm coming there only, Sandeep. I'm coming there only. I don't know if I've ever told you the story. Did I ever tell you the story of Cinderella? No, Parthiban. I'm not with an academy. Did I ever tell you the story of Cinderella? No. Okay. See, I used to have a friend called Cinderella. I used to have a friend called Cinderella. She once came and met me. I mean, I was studying my UPSC, so she asked me for some help. And she asked me, she's from my school days. She asked me help after her marriage. I mean, she was pregnant. So she wanted financial help and she asked me what should she can get. So I suggested her to go and see MWCD, but she didn't know. So I started suggesting schemes. When she was fifth month, when she was ninth month, her delivery, her childbirth, what all benefits she can get. I divided everything into state and central. So what all Cinderella is eligible? Cinderella was my friend. And what all she is eligible for, I told her. Fifth month, ninth month, delivery, institutional delivery, home delivery, private delivery, government delivery. चारों में क्या डिफरेंस है? Then childbirth. लड़का हुआ तो क्या मिलेगा, लड़की हुई तो क्या मिलेगा. Then इंद्रधनुष, the first 5 years, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 16, 16 to 18, what all the girl child or the boy child is eligible for. Eventually, I ended up making a book of government schemes. I may not remember the government scheme itself, but I remember Cinderella. So I do remember the government schemes. What all I suggested her. No, Antaripa, I want you to make that list. Just imagine Cinderella is your friend. She has come to you asking for help. What all you're going to help her with? Because she has no idea. She is an Aam Aadmi. She is a mango person. You are the ones who's doing UPSC. MWCD, HFW, Health and Family Welfare, Women and Child Development. Please understand the story is more important than the content because you will only remember the content if you remember the story. Every damn person in this country knows why Kattappa killed Bahubali. Before that, nobody knew Mahishmati, Nobody knew Lichavi, nobody knew Mahajanapadas, but after Bahubali everybody knows, because it's the story, it's the story. कहानी बहुत important है. Fact, if you want to remember a fact, good morning Komal. If you want to remember a fact, attach an emotion to the fact and you will remember the emotion, thus recollecting the fact. 90% students mug up. Mugging won't help you anymore. वो दिन खत्म हो गया. कितना mug up करोगे? कितना करोगे? How much? Then, second point, for example, divide your syllabus. Divide and conquer. For example, newspaper. I mean, I've told this multiple times, but nobody actually implemented this appropriately. Newspapers. If you want, I'll do one help for you. I will restart resharing the newspaper articles every day in the Telegram group. मैं अपने Telegram group में newspaper article share कर दूंगा. अपना अपना group बना लो for 4, 5 people. Go through those articles and recycle them. No, one day one of you do society, one day one of you do history, one of you do polity, one of you do geography, one of you do sports. Recycle कर लो. And I mean, this is my point of view. You may disagree with me if you want, but I always believe institutional compilations जो आता है ना, they won't actually help you in your exam, because those compilations are available for UPSC also. UPSC knows what you're reading. They won't help you. Compile. Yeah, see, look, February 22nd, 2023 क्या हुआ था किसको पता? Nobody. So, divide the newspaper. Make a group of 4 people or 4 or 5 people. And even simpler, we have the Telegram group. Guys, we have the Telegram group. अपना Telegram group है. Article पढ़ो. Whatever you understood in the article, just either write it on the Telegram group or record it there. No? Look, the thing is, we are all in the same ship and we need to help each other. इसमें who is better, who is not is irrelevant. Put whatever you read, whatever you understood from the newspaper articles, just record it or put it on the Telegram group. Type कर लो. एक से भला दो, दो से भले तीन. That way, you will actually understand. You will get somebody to talk to. You will get somebody to understand and somebody to. If there is a confusion, we can correct it. Put it in Telegram group. Put it in Telegram group. डाल दो एक से बड़े दो, दो से बड़े तीन. Put it. We have the Telegram group. Telegram group में you can record voice. You can also put type your notes. No problem. कर दो. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Let us work out a solution. At the end of the day, trust, guys, you are not competing between each other. You're all competing with UPSC. You only need one job. You don't need 2 jobs. So you need to help each other. Now, what I can give you from my side over the next 10 months, weekly, minimum 5 to 6 classes minimum in a week. YouTube पे होगा. Ideally, every day, morning 8 o'clock, we will have prelims. Night 9 o'clock, we will have mains. ये चलता रहेगा. And this time, there were certain topics or certain content which I observed are not actually traditionally studied by aspirants on a regular basis, from which questions did come. Now, what are these? These are my identified topics. I identified these. Number one, mapping. History and geography mapping. There were plenty of questions this time, right? Number two, I call them methodological questions. That is, these are questions where you can't actually do smart guesses or ulta guesses. There's nothing you can do. Either you know or you don't. That is the factual type questions. There were good number of factual type questions. Number three, literally 80% of the paper this time was either direct current affairs or based on current affairs. Based around current affairs. We will continue that. Current affairs part, we will continue. How we will continue? Every week, we will have one gist, weekly gist of what all happened that week. अब वो IR का हो या हिस्ट्री का हो या पॉलिटी का हो, I don't care. So from me, you will get three things. Number one, weekly one class of gist, which is exclusively current affairs, that week ka. Plus you will get daily 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. 9 p.m. mains, 8 a.m. prelims. These two will keep continuing. Now, what I request in return, what I'm expecting in return, complete commitment. Now, what I mean by complete commitment is attend all the classes. Simple. Do attend the prelims MCQs. Do attend the mains answer writing sessions as well. See, these recorded will also be there on YouTube, but as much as possible, I want you to attend them live. Live classes are always better than recorded classes. Number one. One extra I've done is, since in my circle, I do have good number of friends who are actually faculties who've been teaching for years now. I will get few of them to come with us and to help you in this initiative. Ethics, essay writing, इन सब में मैं मेरे दोस्तों को लाऊंगा. Faculties, senior faculties who've been teaching across Delhi, Kharagpur and Lucknow. Get them to have once in a while discussions. वो करवाऊंगा. Ethics वगैरह के लिए. Focus on that. Let us now, we are slightly expanding the platform from just being history focused to history, IR, ethics, polity, geography. Geography is very complicated, but yes, still geography. We'll try to do everything. Yes, we will get everybody. No, Deepika ma'am is there. We will get um, Deepika ma'am schedule is very difficult, but yeah, probably yes. Or Ankur sir is there, and we will try to get most of the people who can help us. Yes. See, at the end of the day, we will try to work out maximum as we can. That's my initiative. That's my intention, actually. That's entirely my intention. Okay. Then, otherwise, at this point, you don't have time to be depressed. Please understand this very well. You have no time to be depressed. Depression बचा के रखो. यूपीएससी क्लियर होने के बाद we will go to Labasna and sit there in depression. बहुत डिप्रेशन करेंगे उस टाइम में. अभी के लिए उसका भी टाइम नहीं है. And guys, I mean, many people misconcept this to you. Breaks are very, very, very important in your preparation. Just don't work like a tractor. You're not a tractor, you're a human being. तो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स भी ओवरहीट होते हैं. ठंडे दिमाग से आराम से काम करो, हो जाएगा. That's why I say, look, I gave you, I'm actually talking about a plan from July 1st. I'm not even talking about June. I want June to be sort of laid back, that you can understand that you are done from July. Current affairs, I always suggest, Sai, yes, I always suggest to make notes in current affairs. Now, yeah, in note making, it's always the keyword which is important, not everything. Like, for example, Ukraine Russia war, which is happening, Donetsk, Bakhmut, these are important. Now, once you write Bakhmut, if I was you, if you're thinking like UPSC, what you will do is, एक बार Bakhmut न्यूज में है. Bakhmut कहाँ है? Are there any mountains around Bakhmut? Are there any rivers around Bakhmut? Two are important. So your geography is done. Yes, Sandeep, I'll be suggesting new set of books as well on top of what we've been studying. थोड़ा expand करते हैं, थोड़ा domain expand करते हैं. Because see, with history, with basic geography, with basic economy में concepts नहीं बदलते, but obviously books update हो जाते हैं with current affairs and everything. Good morning, dear. Good morning, Uma. So keywords. Once you build a keyword, add information to it. And any keyword you listen, there are actually 4 dimensions for every keyword: economic, political, social, and cultural. अब जो भी कीवर्ड हो, economic, social, political, and cultural, if you're able to add these, add them. Yes, places of news. Yes, keywords. I mean, giving Sasikiran. One thing I told you is places in news. Like this only, for example, Zelensky. Zelensky is not a places in news; it's a person in news. Or Jaishankar, or Fukushima Daiichi, or Chernobyl. So the keywords are important. The minute you touch a keyword, you should be able to recollect stuff. For that, the art of mind mapping is very important. हाँ, नीरज चोपड़ा. जैसे नीरज चोपड़ा सुनोगे तो any political dimension to him, economic dimension, cultural dimension, social dimension. If you have, put it. If you don't, leave it. Not necessarily that everything has to have these 4. And this is an art of revision making in your notes, guys. I mean, every time you read, the beauty of UPSC preparation. Every time you read the chapter, every time you realize the same chapter is giving new information. Neha, I've just told some time back how to do the mind, the schemes. I always cut a story. For me, every scheme is a story. For women, and children, I create a story. For me, it was Cinderella. Same thing. Suppose you have a friend. Suppose you only, leave friend. You only. As part of your plan B, you want to open up a new business. You're planning to open up a new business. What all you're eligible for? What are MSME schemes? Is your new business going to be small and medium business, small and medium enterprise, small enterprise, medium enterprise? Or then are you eligible for Mudra scheme? Are you eligible for SME development scheme? And depending on your class, if you are SC, does your state have a sub plan? Does your state have an ST sub plan? क्या उनमें कुछ स्पेसिफिक मिलता है? ये पूरा एक शीट में लिख लो. Create a mind map. Like tomorrow morning, you're going to go to the local Mandal Revenue Office and you're going to talk to person. Or tomorrow you're going to go to SBI and talk about मुद्रा स्कीम. मुद्रा में क्या क्या आप एलिजिबल हो. It is very, very, very important. Character is more important than the content. The story is more important than the content. Story will help you remember the content. India Yearbook. I've never really felt comfortable about India Yearbook. I mean, Sandeep, this is my point of view. I mean, government schemes तो cover कर लेंगे पूरा, but India Yearbook का ROI काफी कम है. The return on investment of India Yearbook is very, very less. I mean, इतना मोटा book है, एक question आता है. And that one question also, if you do properly, you actually cover in one of the 4 core topics. You actually cover in one of the 4 core topics. History, economy, geography, polity में cover ही कर लोगे India Yearbook. Right? So, I mean, I've never felt the purpose of continuously going through this. Now, I'm repeating whatever we've told from the beginning. Number one, if you have a plan B, leave the plan B. Your plan B is basically plan A. Number two, strictly follow the 8 by 8 by 8 rule. 24 hours, 8 hours of sleep, eat, WhatsApp, Telegram, Netflix, सब कुछ. 8 hours of study. The rest 8 hours is backup. अब ये बैकअप में किसी की शादी में जाना है, किसी के साथ गप्पे करना है, या किसी दिन थोड़ा बैकलॉग रह गया वो पढ़ना है, कर लो. Kiran, that's the problem. No, most people never realized that the static questions are actually very easy to answer if you have the right story. The problem with static questions is people are trying. I mean, okay, when did Regulating Act happen? When did Regulating Act happen? Okay, good, great. Why? Why did Regulating Act happen? I actually told you one specific story in my modern India classes. Yes, Parthiban, bank crisis, IR's bank, IR's bank. That is why exactly. You understand? See, most of you remember IR's bank because that was somewhat new information, and it is your point of contact was my class, me. I am the guy who told you about IR's bank, so you recollected it. For every fact, the problem is you don't have to remember the fact. You need to recollect the fact. People are forgetting to recollect fact. You cannot at any cost, you cannot mug up the facts. You will not remember it. नहीं याद होगा तुम्हें. The story is pretty simple, Varsha. Global financial crisis, 2008. Global financial crisis, 2008. उससे पहले the global financial crisis was when Lehman Brothers of the Great Depression, 1929. Before that, in fact, the first global financial crisis was the 1772 collapse of Ayers Bank. East India Company deposited all its money in Ayers Bank. Ayers Bank collapsed. East India Company lost money. So they started begging money from Parliament. Parliament came with Regulating Act. Very simple. Parliament came with Regulating Act. This is basically a bank collapse. And Regulating Act was a bailout, parliamentary bailout for East India Company. I keep telling this in the class. You will only remember the fact if, and because of what I told you, now you know that first global financial crisis happened in 1772, 1 year before Regulating Act. Fact को रिकलेक्ट करना है, रिमेंबर नहीं करना है, बट्टी नहीं मारना है. Okay? Then I'm expecting, my suggestion for you is July, August, September, get rid of your optional. Go through it. Answer it. If you have a static optional like history, literature, pabad, those type of static optionals, anthropology, ये type of अगर optional है 3 महीने में खत्म कर दो. July, August, September. 80% of your time during this period must be dedicated to your optional. 20% to the GS. एकदम रिवर्स. October, November, December. Finish off your core subjects. History, economy, polity, geography. The 4 core pillars. Along with their assisted topics. Environment, internal security, society, governance, those art and culture, those. यहाँ पे 80% GS, 20% optional. After that, that is January, February, March, April, these 4 months, we will be focusing entirely on revision. 50% of your time on revision, 50% of your time on tests. Test. Yes, I'll be coming with history optional. No, no, an academy. An academy chhod do. I'm coming with an entirely new history option. It'll be an online and offline combined batch. You can change, Parth, no problem. There's nothing to do. If you want to change, you change. Done. But जो भी करना है यही महीने करना है. After July नहीं करना है. After July you don't have time. Varsha, the problem with consistency is I don't know what you define as consistency. I always define consistency as 70%. If you plan 100 days, you are consistent only for 70 days. If you're expecting 100 days of 100 days consistency, then something is wrong. I'm in discussion with CSB, so I'll let you know. Exact offline date, I'll let you know. I'll tell you, Sasikiran, give me 1 week, all information will come in. Okay. Coming to CSAT. Antariba, very good topic. CSAT. Do you guys have Arihant CSAT textbook? Manual, CSAT or CAT, apna S-Chan manual? This year also, most people failed CSAT because of purely lack of practice. Simple. If you're expecting to do CSAT in February, March for the exam of May, then you're finished. Then forget about CSAT. You have to do your CSAT now. Practice अब से करना है. यार, we have 40 Sundays. 40 Sundays. Every Sunday, do one chapter, no? R.S. Agrawal, Estand R.S. Agrawal, or Arihant book. Take out them. Do comprehensions, no? Do comprehensions. Straightforward, you will get comprehensions. Practice, only practice, only practice. There is no other way to CSAT. No, people have made CSAT more complicated than optional because they're trying to do a one-day batting. Last minute batting चल रहा है CSAT के साथ. ये नहीं चलेगा. Students are forgetting that CSAT is not a one-day batting. It's not a T20. CSAT is test series. You've seen the WTC? How India lost to Australia? Why do you think India lost to Australia? Because they were trying to play test as 2020. Simple. You need to. लोग भूल जाते हैं कि सीसैट आईपीएल नहीं है, यहाँ पे डकआउट हो जाओगे. सीसैट आराम से प्रैक्टिस यार. Weekly 1 day. I'm not even telling to do every day. Weekly 1 day. Take a Sunday. On that day, don't read your GS, don't read optional. Just do one CSAT. 2 ghante. Only 2 hours on a Sunday. CSAT. 10 questions of quant, 10 questions of reasoning, 10 questions of reading comprehension. 30 questions every Sunday. 40 Sundays. 10 months. 1200 questions of CSAT. You are done. Just do a 10 by 10 rule, no? 10 reading comprehension, 10 quant, 10 logical reasoning, 30 questions. Yes. See, it doesn't matter. Lakshmi, it actually doesn't matter CSAT from which you do because the questions are of quite complicated standard now anyway. So the book itself is irrelevant. Source it from any book. It's okay. If you don't want to source it from any book, take out CSAT test series from any old last year or before last year UPSC coaching centers, anyone which is available online. Just practice that. And you want to know the tricks and tips of how to solve CSAT? YouTube kar lo. Just search on YouTube, no? Oh, there are plenty of people who teach you tricks and tips. संदीप वो उसके लिए अभी टाइम है. टेस्ट सीरीज के लिए मैं बताता हूँ. टेस्ट सीरीज के लिए बताता. I'll tell टेलीग्राम. I'll tell. यहाँ पे there'll be other issues if I tell. Bhargav with teaching personnel are less. Yes, those are less. See, Sasikaran, it's a simple logic. Every syllabus, every game it's in itself unique. GS is different, CSAT is different, mains is different, interview is different. You don't have a one-stop shop. And please, for all of you guys, for everybody, all the 30 odd people who are there here, for God's sake, stop going through strategies. What might work for me may not necessary that it will work for you. Toppers videos, toppers are very good for motivation, and that's where it should end. All the toppers are very good for motivation, but that's where it should end. Each of them have their own strategy. Each of them have studied in their comfort zone and outside their comfort zone. I mean, this is my view. I suggest to students to stay within the comfort zone and study. All this come out of comfort zone ke liye, we are not at war. Ajay, if your if you're doing, if your score is good in your prelims and if you have already cleared prelims, you should have joined the test series by now. లేదు mains I still haven't, then mains we will, for mains test series I'll suggest something. I'll go through, check something in about 3 months from now. October I'll suggest you which mains test series or which one to approach. We will see then. In this entire next 10 months we will have a handheld approach. Okay. We will have a handheld approach. I'll keep in very close touch with each of you. That I can assure from my side. I have my offline classes, I have other classes, but yes, I'll will make, if I don't find time, we'll make time. If you don't find time, we'll make time. क्या करें? करना पड़ेगा ना. अब कुएं में कूदे हैं, जैसे तैसे करके स्विम करके बाहर निकलना है. Yes. Okay. Sandeep. Other than Sandeep, Aditya, I take offline classes at CSB in Hyderabad. CSB IS Academy, Hyderabad. Antaripa, in my experience, I know, I don't want to take the name. I knew one topper who out of excitement said he studied for 26 hours in a 24-hour day. So don't worry. I've I've heard everything. Once somebody clears exam, if he tells that morning I used to go to Pluto, study there, from there I used to go to Jupiter, I used to do max and quant in Jupiter, then from there I used to go to Mars to study geography, and then eventually go to moon for history, people will believe. Ah, yes, Aunama. Yes, Sasikiran. I am the history faculty at Balata Madam's Academy. Yes. So don't worry. Toppers are always like that. It's okay. There's nothing wrong in them. They've achieved it. So they have the right to tell you. Just don't blindly believe it. That's what I'm saying. No, Sandeep. Guys, I don't want you to do anything else other than UPSC. This is very, very important. All your resources must be invested in UPSC. At this point, if you try to do PG course, SSC, UPPCS, BPSC, Rajasthan PSC, Haryana PSC, Mummy wala PSC, Daddy wala PSC, Narendra Modi PSC, नहीं चलेगा. नहीं चलेगा. This 1 year, give me your time. We'll break it. We'll not just crack it, we'll break it. I mean, this is my experience, Antaripa. That's how it is. Most people, I mean, if somebody says he's done, cleared this exam in first attempt, that's because he's been studying for 2 years and this is the first attempt. Okay. So now, anybody has any doubts? Any more doubts, guys? No, right? Be active on Telegram. That should be your only social media for some time. For some time. And be confident. You will do it this time. Aditi, trauma जाएगा. Time heals everything. नहीं नहीं, बुक्स का मैं लिस्ट दे दूंगा मैं खुद. संदीप, आई एम वेरी एडमेंट दिस टाइम on actually checking the books myself first before I can suggest you any book. I'm very, very adamant on this time. Blindly, I don't want to tell you a book. मैं फिर blindly एक book बोल दूंगा, फिर तुम पढ़ लोगे, फिर मेरे को फोन करके बोलोगे क्या सर ऐसे कर दिए. So I don't want that. Just because somebody wants me to suggest some books, I won't. I'm very adamant on quality this time. देखते हैं. Parth, this one time. This one time. See, Parth, the only financial issue you will have is with, mainly you will have is with coaching. कोचिंग मैं दे दूंगा, उसका टेंशन नहीं है. तो बाकी stay at home, prepare, plan, you will do it. Okay. And those who are worried about 2023 prelims, guys, please, I'm telling again, 23 is gone. Khatam ho gaya. You're done. Finished. Over. Tata. Bye bye. Khatam. It is 24 now. And 24 is looking at you. 10 months. 10 months. And one thing, if anybody, this is one final suggestion. You remember I told you, Masi, Bua, Fufa, Chacha, uncle, neighbor uncle, Gupta uncle, Sharma uncle, Ramu uncle, Srinivas uncle. If any of these guys ask you what are you doing, keep only one answer. After 10 months. घर में भी कोई भी कुछ भी पूछे बोल देना आफ्टर 10 months. 10 महीने बाद बात करते. I will tell you after 10 months. సింపుల్ అంతటి వాళ్ళకి అదే పని. I generally suggest Komal, yes. भरने का एट दिस पॉइंट जितना हो सके घर में यही बोलना 10 महीने बाद. आफ्टर 10 months बस. Look, trust me, when you keep doing this, people will think you are arrogant, people will think you are adamant, you are heavyweight, घमंडी, सब भूल जाएंगे. The day you clear the exam, even your best enemies will find out your phone number and come and talk to you. That's the power of this exam. Next question also answer is 10 months. After 10 months. You tell this 2 times, third time they will stop asking you. They will think heavyweight waste fellow. No point talking to him. It is good. Trust me, the day you clear this exam, people will find out your house and come and talk to you. Off of the blue, they will call you. Ki, how are you? That's this power of this exam, power of this result. Okay, don't worry. You will do very well. We will end this session here for today. ठंडे दिमाग से रात को 9 बजे everybody is coming to the class. आदित्य ट्रस्ट मी 3 बार ऐसे घमंडी आंसर दोगे ना, चौथी बार नहीं पूछेंगे. They'll eventually think घमंडी हो. चलेगा, परेशानी तो खत्म हो जाएगी. 10 months is your aim. 10 months. 10. 10. खत्म. Okay. I'll see you night 9 p.m. Classes are minimum 1 hour, not necessarily 1 hour from today. Minimum 1 hour, but they can extend as long as we finish up the topic. Okay. Thank you guys. You have a nice day. I'll see you at 9 p.m. Today is 13th. 13th is always my lucky day. 13 June 2023. We've started issue on 13 June 2023. Next year by 13th we will have result and most of you will be like, sir, मेरा हो गया अभी मुझे mains करना है. Okay, I'm pretty sure of that. Thank you guys. I'll see you 9 p.m. Bye bye. Oh, congratulations to your parents, Antari.